Wow. Hey. Aw. Mhm. Wow. Yep. Yep. Hmm. Yes. Yes, I'm here. So basically, like I said earlier, I started going to Equinox Gym, and at Equinox Gym, my raw talent was developed by two former middleweight boxers, Michael Olajide Jr. and Stephen Johnson. And Michael Olajide Jr., I took his class, and his class basically taught me like everything I needed to know as far as form, breathing, technique, those things that I didn't know as a self-taught jumper as a kid. And like a year, and I always tell people I was like a 19-year-old kid. I did not go into Equinox for fitness. I just didn't. Like fitness wasn't on my mind. I went because I used to hang out in Union Square every single weekend. And one day I told my friend, I said, let's walk inside this place and just see what it's about. And on the schedule, it said arrow box, arrow jump. And I'm like, hey, is this a jump rope class? They was like, yeah. I was like, oh my God, sign me up. That's so cool. And I signed up for the gym. And like I said, I took the classes with Michael Olajide Jr. and Stephen Johnson. He was another boxer there that taught classes. He taught boxing classes. But I, at that time, was not taking his classes. But since he saw my passion for jump rope, he started teaching me different tricks and things when he had the time. And a year later, I literally like dropped so much weight, and I was just like, oh my God, this is crazy. Like I said, it wasn't a thought in my mind at that time as a 19-year-old kid. It was just like I worked, I went to the gym, I worked, I went to the gym, no responsibilities at all. So then as I started getting a little older in my 20s, then I started going to the gym for fitness. And it was like I incorporated jump rope in everything that I did. So around the 2011, 2012, I used to just go to different events in my community and volunteer and just jump and help the people, Salvation Army, churches, summer programs, things like that. I used to just kind of do it just for the fun of it. And in 2012, I went to an event and there was some music playing. I was jumping. I met one of my Instagram followers for the first time. So there was some music. Dun, 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 dun. I would never forget that track. So I'm jumping to the music. I'm grooving. I'm doing like one of my basic tricks. I'm grooving to the music. And I watched the video later because I kind of record everything that I do. And when I'm doing it, you can kind of see the smile. You can see the joy. Like it was crazy. And from that day forward, I was like, that is my style. So that's how I started training myself to jump to music. So for me, even though jumping rope is an exercise, jumping rope to me is fun. Like for me, I put on the music and I just go. I don't script my routines. I don't make up my routines. I don't plan my routines. It's like a dance. When you turn on music, you just dance. You don't choreograph what you're going to do before the music come on. You just turn on the music and you grooving out. And that's that same concept that I've put with the jump rope. I just turn on music and I just go for it. Like I don't think about it. Sometimes I may have an idea of what I want to do, but for the most part, I just throw on music and I go for it. And when I started posting videos online, I started posting jump rope videos online before Instagram even had video. So that tells you how long it's been that I've been posting video. Like my first video online was posted back in like 2009 on YouTube. And then I used to do the Vines. And then Instagram finally did come with video. And what really attracted people, because jump rope like really changed over the time on Instagram. So when I first started posting videos on Instagram, you would kind of just see maybe boxers and you really wouldn't see anybody jumping rope, honestly speaking. And then I was jumping and people like really started to love the fact that I was smiling, that I was having fun. And people were like, oh my God, like you can literally have fun. Like, wow, okay. So that's kind of what drew people to me on the online space. It's like, wow, like she's not even like, is she even working out? And it's just like, yeah. And I've kept or maintained that consistent messaging from 2009 all the way until now. And that's a long time, over 10 years. So, you know, my focus is really not on preaching about weight loss or preaching about you can do this trick and that trick. No, my role really is to show you how fun working out can be, how joyful it can be. You don't have to sit here and punish yourself or feel like you're punishing yourself. Like go out there and release your mental stress. Go out there and feel good in your emotions. Because like when you're having fun, the endorphins are like really going happy. And in that moment, you're feeling good. Like I have a stressful life. I work 9 to 5 as a case manager. I'm working with people with mental illness. I'm working with people with HIV. I'm working with people that are in like these bad situations. And I have to take that on. And then when I go home, guess what? I'm a wife. I have 3 children. 2 of them are on the autism spectrum. And then I have the business. So it's like, what do I do to maintain my balance? And it's really this jump rope. It takes me away from my current environment and puts me in another space that I wouldn't have been if I didn't do this. Now, I always tell people, you know, exercise is therapeutic or jump rope is therapeutic, but jump rope is not therapy. So if you have some deep-rooted issues inside, go get the help. Because guess what? I went to therapy. But then once you get your life together, you kind of use that exercise to maintain. Because if you don't deal with whatever deep-rooted issues you have, no matter how much you exercise, when you finish, guess what? You're going to go back into that depressive state. So use exercise to make yourself feel good at the moment. But if you have other things going on, go get the proper help. Yes. Thank you. And talking about Instagram, this is how I met Sean and Michelle. So they have classes in various states. And I think before I met them, I don't even know how it all happened, but I went to their class in Brooklyn at Fort Greene Park. Sean and Michelle wasn't there at that time. It was like their other instructors. And then finally, Sean and Michelle came up, and I was just like, oh my goodness, I get to meet them. So we met, and I don't even know how long ago this was. This was like a while ago, but probably before I had my other kid. And it's like, we've been cool ever since. And it's just so amazing, like the relationship that we've built, both personal and a professional. Like we're able to share information, share resources, share things. And you don't see a lot of that in the community. Everybody is like so stingy, and everybody's like, what do you want from me? What do I want from this? What do I want from that? And I tell you, Sean and Michelle, they have been amazing. Just to meet them on Instagram. Like I've been to baby showers, and so I'm going to Atlanta next month. And it's just been amazing, the friendship that we've been able to create, just happening to meet each other like on Instagram. Wow. 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 Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. Oh, so basically, anytime I go somewhere, anytime I go on a vacation, I'll book a class because I kind of have followers and supporters and people everywhere. So I basically found a studio and rented it out and told my followers about it. And I had a good 20 people in the class. So between two classes, yep. Well, I mean, aside from me doing like my personal jumping online, I've been featured in a lot of press and media. I teach workshops. I do events. I do when I travel, I do teach out. And then I have a book that's coming out. So my book is coming out. I was going to launch it for my birthday, but we have like a few more things to do because it's going to get launched right. So by May, June, the book should be out. And that's when I'm going to kind of do my tour, and I'll have a double whammy, like jump rope book. So that's what I'll be doing. Yes, on Saturday. Saturday, I will be in ATL. Well, I've been talking about coming to Atlanta for a while, and I was going to come in April, and then I changed my mind because there's a huge race that's African American that's going to be happening in October called The Race. So I said, you know what, I'll just come up that weekend or whatever, and then I'll teach class at that time. So Michelle called me about 2 weeks ago and said, hey, we'd like you to guest judge our double dutch competition. I said, oh, okay, cool. So I said I'll be there on the 10th, and then from that day, I called them. I said, hey, look, what's the studio space looking like, the times and things. And I just registered. I booked their studio for the class, and then I put everything on my website. About the next morning, I had people registering for the class. So it was basically, things that I do behind the scenes aside from social media. I have a text list. So anytime somebody tell me, hey, come here, I'll say text ATL to 718-504-2192. And every time someone tells me to go somewhere, I'll just make a text list for it. So I already had a list of people waiting. So once I told them, they were able to just go to the link, boom. I have an email list. So, hey, look, I'm coming to ATL. People start signing up, because sometimes you have to have more than social media, because people are not going to see your posts all the time. And then social media can shut you down at any time. So like I have a TikTok account where I had about 65,000 followers, 1 million likes. And I tried to log in the other day. They're like, hey, your account has been suspended indefinitely. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Yep. But the account is still up, so people can still go like, people can comment. I actually do edit one of my own videos today. And then like last week, I was having an issue with Instagram, but it really came to find out that it was really my phone that was the issue. So, you have to have like other ways for people to contact you outside of social media, and build community and relationships with people, so that people are always going to be in the know of what you're doing and what's going on. Yes, of course. Back in 2001, I believe I made an attempt on my life. I went somewhere, I came home, I said, you know what, it's a wrap, I'm done. I called my coworker. I said, hey, you're not going to see me at work tomorrow because I'm going to, off myself. And I took a bunch of pills, and something in me was like, okay, today ain't the day. I went to the hospital. They did everything that they needed to do, charcoal and everything else. And then I spent the night or two there in a psych ward. And then from there, my journey to therapy and treatment began. So I started going to therapy. And then, even though I still live recklessly, like it just took several years, several bouts of therapy. And then I guess like the last straw with therapy was when I finally kept my pregnancy with my oldest son, because I had like a history of miscarriages. And that time I was like, look, I'm bringing children into this world. Let me really, really get it together and start to apply everything. So this is why, earlier I stated that, yeah, exercise is great for feeling good at the moment and because it gives you those feel good, happy endorphins. But when you do have deeply rooted issues, you need something more than the exercise or what's going to make you feel good at that moment. So, I've done a lot of therapy. Right now, I just do like a lot of coaching, right? Because I feel that I'm in a good enough space to handle myself, and I use exercise, to maintain and have fun. So, like I said, physical health, mental wellness, emotional wellness is which I use Jump Rope for, and I've come up with the acronym JUMP: Journey of the Underdog Making Progress, right? So, a lot of times people have goals and dreams that they want to accomplish, but they can't because of different things that's held them back that they haven't dealt with. And I tell people it's like the same thing with the jump rope. When you turn the rope, the expectation is that you jump over the rope. And if you don't jump over the rope is going to what? Hit your foot. And it's the same thing until you take action. It's like until you turn the rope and then you jump. Because at the end of the day, we all have problems, issues, stresses that we deal with on a daily basis. And it's really nothing that you can do about it. But once you change your mindset, now you're able to change how you're able to get through these things. Because like I said, it's going to happen. And when you don't have any real coping skills, that's when things kind of fall apart. And then you have things like, putting your life in danger, trying to take your life, and all these other different things that can happen as a result of not resolving your issues. And like a key thing that I've heard lately and I've been running with is get therapy to deal with your past, get a coach to deal with your future, right? So I say like therapy and getting help and exercise, everything plays its role. And when you look at everything holistically and collectively, that's when you're in a better space. You're welcome. Mm-hmm. Right. Yep. Okay. Yeah, no problem. Nope. Okay, so she said go back to the link. Hey, what's up on Instagram? So for those of you watching, the interview is live online. So if you go to my stories, you can check. Well, I got to go back in because the Zoom ended, but we're going to go back in. But you can actually go to my stories and you can actually watch the interview live there. So let me just end the broadcast here so that I can share it.